at R&D facility or research and development facility of Merck. There you go. Ooh. Merck actually develops those life-saving drugs which are used in cancer and MS. The business model of Merck is stable. When a drug faces competition, the life science segment or the semiconductor segment chips in. So basically what they're doing is they're curing you, they're enabling science, and they're lightening up the world all at once. We are here joined by Belen Garijo, who is CEO at Merck Group. We all know that Belen will be retiring from Merck in 2026. Let us talk about how has her journey been in Merck and how Merck is contributing to make world a better place. Well, Belen, welcome to our show, and it's pleasure to have you at NDTV Profit.
Thank you so much. Very pleased to be here.
Well, Belen, you have been the most influential woman leader when it comes to healthcare and pharma industry. As you prepare for this transition, how has your journey been in Merck, and what leadership skills stand out for you the most?
So, first of all, how the journey has been for me at Merck during 14 years is has been absolutely fascinating. Has been a privilege to lead this company, to lead the turnaround of healthcare in the first place, and then to lead a company that is operating in very, very highly attractive markets and tapping on the macro trends driving the world. The leadership lessons, I have been leading in adversity for quite a long time of my tenure. First, I was a COVID CEO, so I entered in the middle of the pandemic. I was already actually responsible for the pandemic management within Merck, and that was a smooth transition into my early times. And what I learned is that in the era of technology, the human factor is more important than ever before. When we are leading in this uncertain world, when we are suffering volatility, resilience, so your own resilience, the resilience and the engagement of the teams is absolutely essential to succeed. And that is basically what we need to keep in mind, that in the era of technology, we need to really focus on people.
Understood. Also, talking about leadership, Belen, where do you think the leadership team should make their most critical billion-dollar bet when it comes to R&D to secure the growth of Merck, say in 2035?
Look, we have been investing a significant amount of capex in expanding our capacity to build supply chain resiliency and to deal with the geopolitical challenges surrounding us. So we established the company in a region for region approach that is going to help us be closer to the customers and be better prepared to address the potential trade restrictions associated to the geopolitical environment. Now, we are investing on people. We invest on growth. When people grow, the company grows. And this is what we have been. We are investing in our sectors. We are investing in M&A. You said in R&D. In R&D, definitely at this time, our innovation model has to be strengthened. And after the recent acquisition of SpringWorks, we are going to continue to invest in licensing of within the space of rare diseases, rare tumors, in order to be able to drive the growth of that nucleus that the acquisition brought to us.
And talking about the acquisitions that you recently did, be it Springwork or JSR, how do you see the cross-selling benefits benefit you as a Merck, to the whole company? So just talk to us about that.
Let me step back and tell you how do we look at our M&A activities at this time, and this is both acquisitions, but eventually divestitures. We have also divested a lot of businesses in the last 10 years. So when it comes to acquisition, for a period of time, we were building a scale in life science in order to diversify the company globally and to enter a business which is super highly attractive with tremendous potential on as new technologies are being developed, and that required transformative acquisitions, as it was the case of Millipore or Sigma Aldrich. At this time, we are investing in innovative business, in really positioning the company in those new technologies which we believe are going to bring the next wave of growth. And it's very different because we are convinced that we have the scale. During the last 15 years, 5% of our growth, we grew on a CAGR of 8%, 5% of that was organic, and 3% was inorganic. So now we are in a phase of a string of pearls, right, that is helping us enter novel technologies that either fill gaps, internal gaps, or position the company better to compete in future businesses. For example, Unity SC is positioning electronics in a new area of metrology, which is going to be more and more important as we aim to make chips hyper efficient and hyper small and hyper perfect. Mirus Bio is also helping Process Solutions expand into viral vectors driven therapy and offer a broader customer value-driven offer. You mentioned chromatography, which is also one of the areas in which we have a complementary portfolio. And Springworks, I already spoke about this, is entering healthcare into a new space of rare diseases.
And also on the next leg of growth that you mentioned, Belen, you have been expanding when it comes to the pipeline of oncology, immunology, and fertility as well. Where do you see from these therapeutic areas will lead to the next leg of growth for Merck, say in medium term?
In pharma, we are a mid-cap company, right? So we are not a big pharma and we are not a startup or a biotech. So we have a portfolio which is very widely diversified geographically. Our first largest business is the US, followed by China. And there we have, in terms of portfolio, a great balance between a full resilience of our core business, that means general medicine, endocrinology and fertility, which is still developing quite nicely in all markets, including now the US, with the recent agreement that we signed with the US administration. And half of our business is innovation driven. And there we have expanded from only oncology and immunology, refocusing progressively in this area of rare diseases, because we believe it's a great fit for our size and we can really lower the risk of our operations and combine, better balance our internal innovation, for example, our ADC platform, which we aim probably to partner with other companies, and continuously developing the Springworks portfolio around rare diseases, which is a significantly attractive and lower risk field.
On that, Belen, you are a woman of science. The future is driving towards, you just spoke about ADCs and also gene therapies. Just wanted to understand where is Merck, or what Merck is doing when it comes to these new therapeutic areas like ADCs and gene therapy? And so just wanted to understand, where are you in terms of these new areas?
Well, in ADCs, we are very actively developing our CEACAM5 antibody drug conjugate. We have presented data at ASCO, very impressive data in colorectal cancer, and we are thinking in how are we going to develop this in phase 3. The studies will begin probably next year. And in life science, we actually supply products and services to help our pharma and biotech customers to develop ADCs. So perfectly complementary expertise in both sectors. We are active.
Understood. And also, Belen, talking about India, now what challenges do you see India is facing, or where India is lacking when it comes to overall medtech industry or healthcare industry as per you?
I think India is going to become the third largest economy by 2028 of the world, and is transitioning from being the pharmacy of the world to becoming an innovation-led country with tremendous opportunities to continuously develop our business. So we are preparing. We are currently performing very well in our three sectors. So healthcare, very well positioned, delivering nice profitable growth coming from all our franchises and products. Life science also growing, and in electronics we are preparing through, you may have seen the recent agreement that we signed with Tata.
Yes.
We are preparing to capture the emerging semiconductor materials business that will emerge here in India, that we are expecting that will emerge here in India in the coming years.
Understood. Also on AI, how is Merck integrating AIs when it comes to life science, or for that matter semiconductor as well? So how is AI playing role in overall in company?
Artificial intelligence is a transformative force for the world, and actually we have been an early adopter of artificial intelligence. We built our own GPT platform, and we have integrated artificial intelligence in critical processes, starting by our supply chain management. We have integrated, and we are integrating artificial intelligence in drug discovery in order to be able to increase R&D productivity of pharma. We have integrated all across the business to get better customer insights. So overall, we are very well advanced. We have been ranked at very top positions in some of the European rankings that are valuing the way companies are integrating AI. We are doing that in smart manufacturing, in partnership with Siemens, and we will continue to use artificial intelligence under a frame that is defined by accelerating growth, accelerating innovation, or driving efficiencies. So that's the frame guiding us, and therefore the areas that I mentioned where we have very successfully already integrated AI.
Understood. Also, you also talked about the Tata Electronics, your partnership with Tata Electronics when it comes to semiconductor. If you could elaborate us, what are the key initiatives Merck is taking when it comes to semiconductor industry, and how Merck is participating when it comes to India's mission for semiconductor industry?
So it's very early to say, but what is clear is that the government has flagged this as a key priority, and obviously we want to help our customers build the fabs and use our materials that are highly innovative in order to participate of the next wave of growth. So once again, we signed a partnership with Tata with this intention, basically anticipating what is to come.
what is the most challenging factor that you see when it comes to leadership?
So when it comes to leadership, at these very uncertain and volatile times, we have two challenges. One is keeping always an eye on the long term and remaining strategic while managing the crisis of the week. And the second one is really being very aware that people engagement and people development are going to be more important than ever before. So really focusing on the human factor when we lead organizations.
Well, thank you so much, Belen, for answering all the questions, and it was pleasure to have you with us, and all the best for your journey.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me, and all the best to you too.
Thank you.